All right, welcome back to day 16 of the Joy Reboot. And today we're going to talk about social interaction. And it's one of the most overlooked components of happiness. Because whether your current social interactions feel supported or complicated or maybe somewhere in between, they matter more than you realize. So, when I was doing my research and training on happiness, one thing that showed up over and over again, and I think is pretty well known, is that humans are wired for connection. We are, by definition, social creatures. No matter how introverted you are and how much you want to stay at home, being social and being with people is very important just biologically. In fact, if people are isolated for long periods of time, you don't just feel lonely, your emotional and mental health really begins to suffer. And there's studies showing that people in isolation, if you're put in solitary confinement or for some reason isolated for a very long time, you will create an internal dialogue or create a voice to have an internal dialogue just to have that social interaction. So we need connection. And even as a baby, when a baby is crying and finally they get held, their body releases the chemicals that soothe pain and create safeties. It's just through that connection. And that does not go away when we're older. So, positive social interactions release feel good chemicals. They reduce our stress hormones. They support our emotional regulation, and they even help with physical healing. So, when you're stressed, your body is actually naturally looking for connection because it helps you really get back into balance. And today's challenge is to be intentional about your social interactions, your positive social interactions, not the draining ones, not obligatory ones that actually support your well being. So if you have negative social interactions, you need to put up some boundaries, and we'll talk about that. But the first thing for today is to write down 10 things that you could do to give yourself a social boost. And that could include just calling or texting a friend, scheduling time with someone that you enjoy hanging out with, meeting someone for coffee or a walk, creating, I know for me, like me and my friends, we're all over the country and live in different places. So I actually have a weekly, we call it, I think, Waffle Wednesday, and we just Snapchat each other a little 1 minute update about our life. And that counts as well. Call a family member or a friend. You can join a class, a group, or meet up somewhere. Connect with people who share a hobby. So if you're thinking like, I don't have any people right now, I don't like my family, I don't have any friends, you can find people who you can connect with either via hobby or something that you enjoy doing, through Facebook groups, through Meetup. There's a lot, Reddit. There's lots of places online to find people who enjoy the same thing that you do and start to connect with them. Connection doesn't have to come from your existing circle, especially if you have a lot of negative relationships right now or interactions. The key is make it meaningful. So it doesn't mean I don't want you to go on to Facebook and like a post or just share a post. That is not a two-way kind of meaningful connection. Actually talk to someone, connect with someone, have some conversation, some laughter, some presence. The next thing I want you to do is to choose one of those items on your list of 10 and see which one you can do today. Where can you put on your calendar today? Not someday, not when things slow down, and actually schedule it. Because it's not that you don't have time. You want to make time for these happiness exercises, for this social interaction, because it actually creates energy for you. It's giving you back healing energy, those feel-good chemicals, and you will be more productive. So it's going to actually give you back time if you make the investment in your calendar to schedule this social time. And if you want to add a little extra boost to your social interaction today is to actually add a hug, okay? Hugs are not just a nice thing to have, but they've been shown to actually support our immune function and of course increase our happiness, right? So go ahead and give a hug if you can. Connection is not a luxury. It's a biological and emotional need. So give yourself the gift of that meaningful connection today and watch how it shifts your energy and your joy. I'll see you tomorrow.